Well, earlier this week, we found out Canada's inflation rate slowed to 2.7% in April. So all eyes now on the country's interest rate. Here's our money expert, Rubina Ahmed-Haq, who joins us now for more. Rubina, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, some are calling an interest rate cut a no-brainer. What do you anticipate the Bank of Canada will do come June the 5th?
I don't like that side, Rubina.
I mean, no-brainer just seems a little bit too optimistic.
Yeah.
I think that this just gives the Bank of Canada more evidence that an interest rate cut is possible, that the Canadian economy can manage it. Of course, this is good news. 2.7 is in that range, between that 2 and 3% where they want it, but it's still at the upper end. They still don't, they want it closer to 2, ideally at 2%. So it's not like we're in the ideal territory, but it does show that we could see an interest rate cut probably in 2024 for sure, but it's going to be slow coming down. They're always more aggressive going up and slow coming down. So
maybe no-brainer is aggressive term.
Yeah, no-brainer is probably a little bit too simplistic, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Let's talk about this lawsuit facing Ticketmaster.
Yeah.
And what do you make of this? How long do you think this is going to take? And are we going to see any impact over here about this?
So this is, really has stemmed from frustration from parents trying to get Taylor Swift tickets in particular, because the tickets are so expensive and you can never buy the face value tickets. And so they're saying this merger between, or Live Nation basically buying Ticketmaster, creates a monopoly where, there is no control over how much tickets are sold for. There is no control as to how they are sold. And then when they are resold, there's no controls there as well. I mean, you're seeing tens of thousands of dollars for some tickets. So parents are frustrated. This is creating, Taylor Swift's concert has been one of the biggest ones ever, really. And so this is creating now a situation where the government in the United States is looking at, do they need to break this up? Is this too much of a monopoly? Because it is frustrating. I mean, even a ticket at $200 a ticket, if you're taking 4 people with you, that's an $800 night out. I mean, that's pretty unaffordable for most Canadian families.
And it's all the fees as well. I mean, if you've been on Ticketmaster, the price you see, it's kind of like buying an airline ticket, is not the final price, right? So, again, do you think that we're going to see anything here in the near future?
I mean, I think that there should be an option to buy with no fees. You remember Sunrise Records? Remember back in the day, Sunrise?
Sure.
You could go and you could buy a ticket and you didn't have to pay any fees because you were going in person and you were buying the ticket because they would also sell tickets to concerts through their store. And so as a young person, I remember that was a really cost-effective way for me to see concerts. So I only paid what was on the ticket. So I agree. I mean, all of these things have become, with it being online, they've now made an excuse of handling fee, service fee, customer fee, and that is that's frustrating customers who are already paying so much for these expensive
That was
shows.
cost-effective, but not necessarily time-effective. I can remember spending a few nights camping out in front of Sunrise and A&A Records.
That was the good days. That was the good days, yeah.
All right, love them or hate them, meme stocks, they are back in the headlines. First off, maybe a little background here. What exactly are meme stocks and why do they concern investors?
So meme stocks are, if you think about pump and dump, like before the internet was around, someone would hype up a certain company or a certain stock or a certain industry and people would rush to it and it would pump that price up. Meme stocks are those stocks that are being pumped up on the internet and specifically really on Reddit. So you've got people who are interested in investing and there's groups, we all are aware of them now, of these different groups that are constantly talking about certain companies. And so if you get the masses buying a certain company, regardless of, it has nothing to do with economic fundamentals, that's going to pump the price up. And so that's what this meme stock comes from. It's like you start talking about it on the internet and it creates that kind of hype.
What's your advice for anyone interested?
So meme stocks are gambling. So when you're buying them, you are really buying into the hype. You're not investing. You're not even really saving. You're just basically thinking, if I make this quick decision, can I make some quick money? So if you are getting on that bandwagon, so to speak, know that you can lose your money just as quickly as you make it, because this is not based on, a company actually doing well or presenting a new product and now they're going to scale. This is just chatter on the internet that's pumping the price of a stock up.
All right, so buyer beware.
Absolutely, yes.
All right, Facebook Marketplace. I want to talk about that for a moment with you as well this morning, because obviously it's become a very popular place to buy goods, maybe save some money, but it does come with certain safety risks. We got reports of people being robbed after meeting up for a potential sale. Could you maybe share some tips with us on how to use Marketplace and stay safe?
So, I mean, some of the stuff is quite obvious. You don't, give out your home address to the first person that says, I want to buy whatever it is that you're selling. You can meet in a public place to sell. If it's something that's easily portable. Some cases you can't. You're selling a couch in your home. You really do need to have that person come into your home and buy it. But Facebook, one thing good about it is that you can go and see just the profile of the person, when they joined Facebook, how long they've been on, and then maybe just a little bit about, if they've only got 2 friends and they've been on Facebook for 3 months, probably not a legitimate profile. But so you can do a little bit of background before you allow someone to come in your home and buy that item. And make sure you're not home alone, so you've got other people with you. So this is true for those who are going to buy something and also who are selling. When it comes to things like, going back to concert tickets and other things that can be transferred online, make sure that you get some proof that it is legitimate. And I really would not trust a link to say that, yes, this is the concert ticket, because up until you get to the venue, you're not going to know whether it's legitimate or not, even if it looks pretty good.
And, interestingly, just this week, the NYPD opened up a room at their detachments for Facebook Marketplace exchanges,
right,
to protect the buyer and the seller.
Yeah, and especially if you've got something expensive, like you've got an iPhone that you're selling, or an expensive piece of technology, people have shown up and said, you know what, and they've messed them up a little bit or whatever, and said, just give that to me. I'm not going to pay for it, because they know that you've got this thing that you're selling that's valuable, and you think that they're there to actually purchase it from you. Well, they're there to actually rob you, and it can be very dangerous when you're selling high value goods online.
For sure. All right, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you, Rubina.
Yeah, thanks for having me.